pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm... Please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on, I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it, F you. Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't but Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh,
but
actually,
hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
also follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff.
Decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unprettier.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. 5 head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad? What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why?
Why do people happy? KW, LOLW, XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. You were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
No,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal 4-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
Damn it. Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But
He posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says "Justice" on it.
and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your bald ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. F you. Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it. Oh
but
actually,
hey,
it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you're fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
So follow a simp account.
Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we
easy
actually
networking.
follow.
You got
It was a business decision.
It's a business. It's a business. You
wrestling
have to
simp,
follow these
okay?
people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And
I know, but like,
when you
shit,
get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is pro wrestling simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't
was
look
a
at that stuff.
business decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens. This is
Yeah, well, we got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unpretty.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
You
Yes, I
did.
did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next
Poggers.
up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why?
Why do people happy?
Oh.
XW, LOLW,
Oh,
XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
Yo,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way. Poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God,
bits.
Fuck, damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But
He posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his cast and it says justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in a drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this.
That and this. It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It is time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. As always, I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, we have Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and down below, we have the Goon Christian. I am the Outlaw of Long Island. A lot
Hello,
to
Tom,
talk
in
about.
the comments.
Yeah, hey Tom. You actually popped in at the start of the show for once, which is fucking alarming to me. I've never seen you pop in this early into the show, but as I'm trying to make sure audio is good on everything. Let me lower my microphone down. Okay.
Actually, you sound normal on the stream.
I know, but sometimes it's either too blown out or.
Gotcha.
I watch back sometimes. But we have a lot to cover with news. First and foremost, thoughts and prayers go out to the victim of today's mass shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs celebration parade for their Super Bowl win. Like,
Fucked up.
Some of us may not like Kansas City, but what happened today is just it's fucked up.
Not good.
People suck.
Yeah, but let's get into this things we love talking about. That is pro wrestling. We have some news to cover. Before we get into the New Japan stuff, let's just do some small, because New Japan takes up most of our talking. So let's just talk about how actually, what is there to talk about besides New Japan stuff?
So all right, so first off, we could talk about this, which is, I mean, it's kind of New Japan-y, but kind of not really, kind of not, kind of not. But anyway, it's kind of both AEW New Japan, which has stuff to do with it. It's office talk. So first off, we have Rocky Romero. He has been hired, and he is going to be working in the front office of AEW. Dave tweeted out today that he's still working for New Japan as well, but he might be just based in the States here and through AEW now. So if he is like still working for New Japan while being in AEW, that's pretty cool. But I don't see how that would work, like him working in the office in New Japan. So if he is just working for AEW now and not for New Japan in some in a physical capacity, that's a big loss for New Japan because of what he brought to the office. Basically, he was the he was the bridge for New Japan to a lot of different companies and a lot of different talents. He was in the States, he was in Mexico, he was in Europe, he was in all these different countries. He was in AEW. He had ground in AEW. He had ground in CMLL. He had ground in Ring of Honor. Obviously, he had ground in even GCW to an extent. He had ground in TNA. So he had a lot of ground. And everybody has said to have loved him. Everybody loves Rocky. Everyone loves working with him. So that's a great get for AEW and Tony Khan if he is going to be working in their front office, and that makes sense why we've seen Rocky a lot more on television as of late. So yeah, it's a pretty good pickup for AEW if that's the case, and a pretty big loss for New Japan. But if he is still working for New Japan in some capacity, that'd be pretty good. But anyway, other office talk we have
That's right, the return of
QT
QT
Marshall.
QT Marshall,
My
baby.
boy's back.
UT Marshall.
The factory never dies.
He is back. That guy. He's
But tear
they
in my
said,
eye.
they said he is going to be joining back from behind the scenes and not as a wrestler, which flies in the face of what was reported that he wanted to do. While due to him leaving, people. I mean, they thought everyone. I think it was reported saying that he probably wanted to go and be a wrestler, but apparently that's not the case. So he is back now in AEW, so that's pretty cool.
In other words, Cody couldn't get too much of a pull for him for WWE if he was WWE bound.
Yeah, probably not. So The Rock probably shut that shit down and was like, "No, sir."
Who the fuck is QT Marshall?
Yeah, but
And why the fuck does he want to be here?
We're not doing all that. That's what he said. But anyway, that was really everything when it comes to the news. There was small shit, but it doesn't really matter. But anyway, the New Japan stuff that we had was very, very good because we had the New Beginning show on Sunday, same day as the Super Bowl. But we had the New Beginning. We're not going over all the matches, but the most important ones, we had Kazuchika Okada defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi in his final ever singles match in New Japan. It's not his final match yet. That's going to be coming up on the 24th. And it's going to be against it's going to be Okada, Tanahashi, Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto versus members of the United Empire, Francesco Akira, Henare, Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle is not in the United Empire as of yet. But yeah, Matt Riddle's not part of that group, but he's going to be in this match because he's friends with Cobb. But obviously there's a vacancy in the United Empire now with Ospreay gone, but we'll get to that. But yeah, he wrestled Tanahashi. He beat Tanahashi, and he officially won his series. Like I think, I forgot what the scores this is, but because Okada won it, their legendary series, with this victory. But it was a good match. He was very emotional after the match. He kissed the lion mark, all that. It was great. And then we had in the co-main event. We had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson in the match of the year so far. This match was unbelievable. You need to see it. Even Nick, like I even told Nick after, I'm like, listen, I know you don't like Zach, but this is even a match you'll enjoy. This match was a technical masterclass. It was hard hitting. They told a great story through work in the ring, and it went about damn near I think it went about 30 something minutes. And the match was fucking incredible. It's my match of the year so far. I mean, you could argue that it was either this one or the Okada match with Bryan. I thought this one squeaked it out. I thought this match was fucking phenomenal. And everybody owes it to themselves to go find it and go watch it because it was excellent. It was an excellent, excellent match.
Let's see. You mentioned that could be your match of the year, but my match of the year was the main event. I feel.
Yep.
which was the
So the
steel
main
cage
event-
match, the dog
yes.
pound match.
Yeah, so the steel cage main event, we had the Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finlay, Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, Alex Coughlin, and Gabe Kidd versus the United Empire, Will Ospreay, Francesco Akira, Henare, Jeff Cobb, and TJP. And this match was basically it was a low cage. It was a very hard low cage, but it was very wide. It's like almost looked like a kennel. But it was war game style. Start two, and then a member from each team comes out at the time at like every 2 minutes, I think it was.
5 minutes was for the first.
Yeah,
bout.
5 minutes was the first one. But yeah, this was a fantastic fucking war between two of New Japan's best foreigner groups. The match went an hour and 5 minutes. That's how long it was. It was, but that was the one thing. They had so many ideas and so much stuff to do. It was excellent. It was everybody got their shit in.
Hernari got fucked up early though.
Yeah. It was a fantastic send off for Will Ospreay. It put the Bullet Club War Dogs over huge, better than they've ever been, and it made me and a lot of other people that I've been reading in the New Japan type of community saying that this is the match, and they are finally sold on David Finlay as the leader of the Bullet Club, and because obviously a lot of people were not with that, and I myself had my reservations and was kind of not all the way with him yet, but after this match, I'm fully on board with David Finlay being the leader of the Bullet Club. I thought this match was fucking incredible.
I think
as Zach said, this is right there with Zach and Danielson with the match of the year right now. This is maybe one of the best cage matches I've ever seen. Best multi-man kid. I mean, I wouldn't count it as a War Games match, but like a War Game style match. I thought it was fantastic. The spots they did, the types of shit they did at the end, the storytelling from start to finish was excellent. They even had Alex Windsor, Will Ospreay's girlfriend or wife. I don't know. I think it's his girlfriend.
I think fiance.
Fiance, yeah. She was ringside for the match. The story they told back at the New Year's Dash show when they did the 5-man, the 10-man match there. And it was basically like an escort mission to try to like protect Francesco Akira. They had elements of that match into this one.
I think the spot of the night for me was the Alex Coughlin kendo stick spot with, I think it was TJP and Akira.
Yeah, that
we told them just like swing. Here's two, swing at me.
My favorite spot in the match was the end where everybody was taken out. Cobb and Henare were both handcuffed to the cage. TJP was incapacitated, and Akira just got fucked up. And all the War Dogs were on their feet. They were circling Ospreay. Ospreay rolls Akira out of the ring. Ospreay takes the finish from every single War Dogs member, and he finally gets put down and puts the War Dogs over to end his New Japan career. It was an excellent match. You need to go see it if you haven't. I mean, everybody got their shit in that match. I mean, Henare got so fucked up they had to check on him. They had to wrap his head in tape and cloth because the cut on his head was so fucking bad that the commentators thought he was going to be done or rushed to the hospital. But somehow the guy fucking showed up and started doing his spots. That guy's a fucking maniac, Henare. Fucking Drilla Maloney did the entire match with a torn bicep off the bone. So I mean, these guys. I mean, it was a great story going into it, and these guys fucking killed it.
This was my first time seeing Drilla Maloney like doing a match. I haven't watched New Japan quite a bit. I've been trying to pick it back up, but like either I'm working or I just don't have the time. That guy has the makings to be a fucking star.
Who?
Drilla,
absolutely. That's exactly what I said when I saw him for the first time.
He has the mold of someone like if he was to lose his New Japan contract today, like I think he would find a spot on like but probably NXT. I think NXT would thrive.
Well, he was already there.
I did not know this.
He's- Oh yeah, so actually, it's because his body transformation is insane.
Mm.
If you look up Dan Maloney on Google and from NXT UK to now, it's crazy. He was in the first NXT UK tournament. Then he was signed to NXT UK for a while. He didn't really do anything there. They never really got it right with him. And then he changed his body. He changed his mind. He went back to Rev Pro. He got really big in Rev Pro. Will Ospreay got him in the door. In New Japan, he got into the best of the Super Juniors last year. As a member of the United Empire, he turned on them, joined the War Dogs, and here we are. And it's really been a really fast ascent for him. That guy is fucking fantastic. I really am a big fan of Drilla Maloney. I mean, as first time I saw him, he looks like a star. I mean, the guy's British, but he looks like a Jersey Italian mobster. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
He looks like the Jersey version of Kip Sabian. He has like a similar face.
I don't know about Kip Sabian. He does not have a similar face.
Well, there's one photo where he has a similar face. Looking at it, being dead serious, I'll post it in the group chat.
But but that was back before his body transformation. But the stuff he's been doing with Clark Connors and the tag team, and the shit in the War Dogs, this guy is gonna break out in a big way this year, I believe. I think he's gonna do great in the best of the Super Junior again. I think just how muscular he is, if he bulks and he puts on more weight in the future, like how Ospreay did and like how a couple other guys, like how Kenny did, I could see him when it's time for David Finlay to go.
I just posted in the group chat.
Yeah, that's his NXT. I see it right now.
If you see it a little bit.
Yeah. But
it's not like 100%.
But when he's ready
that's a good pick.
When David Finlay's ready to go, I think he's a prime candidate along with Gabe to take over as the Bullet Club leader. Because that's a guy. That's a guy you could build around.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was looking. I'm like, he looks like he can be like a strong leader to something.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is fantastic. But yeah, I can't wait to see more of him this year because he's due for a big breakout year this year. And especially after this and what New Japan is going to. So just getting back to the match, obviously we said Will Ospreay took the pin, but after it was a really nice moment. The entire United Empire showed support. The whole crowd was chanting Ospreay. Ospreay cut a promo saying, crying how he loved the place and he will come back one day. But it was a really, really emotional and really great send off for Will Ospreay. I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, that's another big loss for New Japan, and you're gonna need those young guys to step up. So, and it's gonna and with Okada gone, with Ospreay gone, with Tamatanga gone, that's going to force them to take more chances and rely on guys like Shota Umino and Yota Tsuji and Yuya Uemura and Ren Narita. And then you got guys and you lost a lot of your top foreign stars. So that means you're going to have your new top foreigner probably be Zack Sabre Jr. You're probably going to have to elevate David Finlay more than you already did. You're going to have to elevate a Gabe Kidd, a Drilla Maloney, a Clark Connors, a Alex Coughlin. You're going to have to sign guys. I mean, you're going to have to rely on Nick Nemeth. You're going to have to go across the pond and try to get guys for these tournaments and try to just reestablish new stars in the company, which I think they are going to be doing very successfully because what we've seen of Shota and Yuya and Yoda and Ren and all the War Dogs, all the United Empire guys, everybody looks fucking great, and it's all they need is the opportunity and the chance to break out, and that's gonna happen. That's going to happen. It's not just saying, oh, they have a chance. That's going to happen. You don't have an Okada to fall back on anymore to put the title on if shit goes bad. You don't have an Ospreay to have magical G1 runs. You don't have a fucking Tamatanga to help push. You don't have Okada to win a G1 if you don't know who you want to pick and you don't want to know who to main event Wrestle Kingdom for the year. You're going to have to rely on one of these young guys coming up.
and it's a very exciting time. It's going to be a very challenging time for New Japan, but it's going to be a very exciting one because everything's going to be fresh for a long time in New Japan. And I'm very excited to see it, especially when we get the tournament season, because I mean we already got one coming up in March next month with the New Japan Cup. So we'll see how that tournament plays out, because the New Japan Cup, that is one of the tournaments that they usually take more risks on, because obviously Zack has won it twice. You got guys like Sonata win it, and then he ended up winning the title off of it. Okada's won it before, obviously. Kenny, Ospreay. But yeah, very excited to see what's new with New Japan. So can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all there is when it comes to New Japan. The only other piece of news there was regarding it is that basically when Mercedes Moné starts with AEW, she still will have the availability, and she still will have the opportunity to work New Japan dates or Bushiroad dates if she pleases. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, like, I think right now with where we are with pro wrestling, it definitely is the most. It's going to be interesting with New Japan because getting into tournament season for them, like, it's going to be weird to not have a G1 without
An Okada, an Ospreay, Tama Tonga, Jay White.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be crazy. I mean, I can't wait for it because it's going to opportune. Like, there's probably more AEW or outside town, more AEW, more TNA, more CMLL guys are going to get that opportunity.
Yeah.
To be in a big time tournament like that, and it's also with the best of the Super Juniors. I mean, like, fantastic right now in New Japan. The reason why there was no CMLL guys on television this week on AEW is because Fantastic Mania is going on right now. That's New Japan and CMLL's tour where they do shows with the CMLL guys, and what would you know? Rocky Romero is the guy who facilitated the AEW CMLL partnership, because the guy was there for damn near a year last year and he had great matches. So yeah, it's an exciting time for all companies. It's exciting time for professional wrestling, and yeah, very excited to see where that shit goes.
So
Yeah, for AEW in particular, I mean, you got Okada most likely.
Not most likely anymore. Yeah, actually, before you get there, that was actually a piece of news that we forgot to cover. But I mean, because since we've been talking about it, it kind of overlaps. But after the show in New Beginning, we got the report from Sean Ross Sapp that Kazuchika Okada is expected to join AEW and will be signing soon. So it looks like Okada is AEW bound, and probably because his last match is on the 24th, he'll be good to go by Big Business. So I think Big Business or the pay-per-view is where he's gonna end up debuting.
I think we can just mention, just to round off the news.
Well, what was Mike gonna say before that?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. So I was gonna say, like, until he shows up on TV, I'm gonna say most likely. So most likely Okada. You have Ospreay signed. Mercedes is all but confirmed. That's gonna be 3 basically huge names coming in all within 2.5 weeks of each other. We haven't had like 3 debuts like this big since the basically 2.5 week span of Punk, Cole, and Danielson. Yeah. So this is actually pretty cool that we're going through this big of a trio type of debut again. You know, I didn't say that the best way I could, but you know what I mean.
So a thing to mention, because we're not going to mention on the show, CMLL will be having CMLL. There will be a match between the Blackpool Combat Club versus, what is it? It's Mystico.
Oh yes. So they announced this. And I was very excited because I'm probably gonna end up watching the show because of this match. But yeah, Blackpool Combat Club and Willow Nightingale. Willow's gonna be on that show too. They're sending her. But the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudia Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Bryan Danielson, they're gonna be wrestling in Arena Mexico on the 29th, I believe.
Actually, I'm not watching that show now. I just realized 29th. I can't do that. Final Fantasy's coming
Well,
out.
do
Yeah,
you want
Final
to know what's
Fantasy
crazy
VII.
though?
But-
Just to real quick before we dive into it more.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So, thanks to this person on Twitter, the Drain Maker, who kind of posts like key things that happened throughout the years. In March of 2017, Blue Panther sent Bryan Danielson a special video message in a signed mask inviting him to wrestle in CMLL and exchange knowledge with him. A whole
Yeah.
7 years later, they will be finally wrestling in the same
Yeah.
arena.
So if you know, so the match is going to be against Mystico, Volador Jr., Blue Panther, and Ultimo Guerrero. Bryan Danielson is a big time Blue Panther fan. He did a lot of Blue Panther's moves. He does a lot of Blue Panther's moves. Blue Panther is his favorite luchador ever. And Brian, there's a video of Brian challenging him. But yeah, that's really cool that Brian finally gets to wrestle his favorite luchador. So it's gonna be a cool match, and I'm glad that there's more synergy going down in the wrestling world.
Yeah. I just can't wait. It's like, I think right now with the whole entire restore the feeling going around with AEW, I think 2021 is pretty much happening all over again with pro wrestling this year. Everything's feeling great. Nothing feels too stale at the moment, at least in my opinion. Knock on wood for that. Yeah, so surprisingly enough, there was a Dynamite tonight. We kick off tonight's show with John Moxley taking on Dax Harwood.
Solid match.
Very good, hard hitting match.
Dax, Dax has done amazing singles matches in AEW. I think my
Yes.
favorite one is still the one with Ospreay.
Yeah, it was an excellent match, but yeah, this was a great match here. These two have been they got into it with Claudio and Cash on Collision. They got into it. And that's going to set off this feud. They're both ranked in the rankings, in the tag rankings, so that's why this match is being set up. But yeah, they're gonna. This match was great. It was hard hitting. I mean, it's fucking Dax and Moxley. What do you expect? But yeah, the match was very, very good. Hard hitting. Mox ended up choking out Dax Harwood with the rear naked bulldog choke, and they. John Moxley, he kept it in. He wouldn't let go. Cash came out, started beating on Moxley. Claudio came out. They had to be separated. But yeah, it was a very good match. Great stuff, and I'm excited because it happened later on, but the tag match has been made official for next week, and that's going to be Mox and Claudio versus FTR, and that should be a very, very good match.
Is this going to lead to them at the pay-per-view?
Mox and Claudio versus.
Well, yeah, kind of like another match between them.
Maybe.
Or maybe like two separate singles on the buy-in.
I could see that maybe because Danielson is occupied. Danielson and Kingston has been confirmed for the pay-per-view,
and Yuta is currently injured, I believe. Right?
Yeah, and Garcia looks like he's not gonna. Garcia looks like he's gonna be involved somehow in the TNT title. So he's not gonna be available with FTR.
Yeah.
So I can see them doing a rematch or, just like a stipulation, type tag match. But we'll see because obviously there's not gonna be no Mox on a pay-per-view. But we'll see. But after this, we had
The hardest working woman in professional wrestling.
We had
backstage with the Don Callis family.
Callis family,
where we get a groundbreaking.
Oh my god!
Yeah, see, I love this. I love this shit
wait.
because fucking Callis goes, listen, we don't have an opponent for Revolution, so you know what? I'm just gonna have one of my guys fight another one of my guys so we can get on the show. I'm like, bro, why doesn't every fucking manager do this, bro? Are you kidding? This guy's fucking smart as shit.
Which why do I have like this feeling that like Fletcher, like someone had posted that Fletcher turns on the Don Callis family at Revolution just to reunite the United Empire.
Well, we're not doing that because that's a fucking United Empire is a New Japan faction. They own it. But Don says, listen, what my dad did back in the day was bring us outside while he drinks a beer and let us fight. I mean, so that's what we're gonna do to get on this pay-per-view. We're gonna have one of the world's best. We're gonna have the match of the year. We're gonna just put it on. And so we're gonna have the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita versus. And as soon as he said we have one of my guys fight one of my guys, I'm like, oh my fucking god, please do it. Please fucking just do not say I love Hobbs, I love Fletcher, but just fucking just please. And
Fletcher and Konosuke would still fucking cut it up.
No, it would. They would. I would love to see both those matches, but I'm like, holy. I mean, it's like you're offering me. It's like, do you want the Wendy's spicy nuggets or do you want the fucking Tyson shit from in the refrigerator? It's like I'm gonna pick one every time. But they had Hobbs there to make you think like, oh, okay, he's gonna put Hobbs and Takeshita in there together. But then he goes against the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, and I'm like, cinema, absolute fucking cinema. So that has been confirmed for that Revolution. I mean, that's going to be Ospreay's official All Elite debut match as a member of the roster full time. So we're getting at the pay-per-view Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. Cook, who let this Nick
restore the
bro?
feeling.
Holy fuck, bro! Come on, dog.
Restore the
Listen, that shit is going to be a G1 style match. These are two guys. I mean, it's like you had like there was a time last year where it's like, brother, you got Konosuke Takeshita on your roster. This motherfucker does not need to be wrestling Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels on Rampage. He doesn't need to be doing that. Just put the fucking guy in the ring with Jay White or something. Just do it. There doesn't need to be a story. There doesn't need to be any build. Just fucking put him in there. Just do it.
TK's been he's been snorting the good stuff lately.
But yeah, it's
got back with his coke dealer.
But listen, they just said, hey, this shit, you know what? Ospreay needs a big match to come in. Fuck it, dude. Let's give him Takeshita. I'm like, I don't know. There's literally like, there's I don't know if there's only a few. I really don't think there's any few opponents that would be better to put him in the ring with. I mean, what, Omega, fucking Swerve? I mean, Takeshita's right up there with the best in the company, so it really doesn't even matter. But yeah, I mean, it's oh my god, I can't wait. This is automatically the match I'm most excited for on this fucking card. And I'm glad it's on pay-per-view, so these guys got time and they can do whatever. So these motherfuckers are gonna have. I guarantee you they're probably gonna have another match. They're a match of the year contender because I mean, these two could fucking probably fucking play duck goose in the ring and probably end up being fucking a 5-star classic. But very excited, very very excited for that. Great announcement.
Oh, that's hell yeah!
See, if I was booking this fucking company, I'd book a match like that.
So after this.
Yeah, you'd also be snorting a lot, but that's another story.
After this, we have Wardlow taking on a local talent. I did not.
Did anybody catch the guy's name?
Nope. He just.
No, that was Barrett Brown, New Japan Strong legend. I'm not even kidding.
Did not.
Yeah, so that's Barrett Brown. He used to be on New Japan Strong back during the pandemic, like the beginnings of New Japan Strong. But yeah, I'm only reason calling him a New Japan Strong legend is because he was one of the OGs that there was a couple New Japan Strong guys in the beginning. Then New Japan Strong really got rolling, and then nobody ever saw any of them ever again. It's very strange. Barrett Brown, the Sterling Twins, Logan Regal.
Okay, so actually, I know who this guy is because he had a TikTok. His TikTok popped off during the pandemic.
There we go. See? New Japan Strong legend. Fucking him. Logan Regal, Sterling Twins. Brody King was one of them too, but Brody King ended up fucking succeeding. But yeah, there was a couple of those guys. Adrian Quest. Fucking, I remember these guys, the OGs, like fucking New Japan Strong from back during the hum days of the goddamn pandemic when no one knew what the fuck was going on. That shit was hype.
This guy's TikTok popped off during the pandemic, just like kind of like discussing how moves are taken, how to lock in certain submissions, stuff like that. He did a lot of good shit on TikTok. I just remembered who he was now. This is looking at the photo of him again.
Yeah, that shit was fucking. That shit was good. But anyway,
Wardlow killed this guy.
He did have a knee brace on, so I think his knee is probably like just a little tweaked.
Yeah, they said. I mean, he said he tweeted about it last week when we talked about it. But then Brian Alvarez reported that it's not as good as he made it out to be on his tweet. So basically, what this match was, I don't think they're gonna have him just doing job matches again. I just think they're just doing it in the meantime because he's not gonna have really an opponent at Revolution. Plus, he did 2 moves, and that's not gonna harm his knee. So they're probably just giving him some guys to kill just to keep him on TV until his knee's fully healed. So I think that's the best course of action if it's a day-to-day type of injury. So I don't see that as anything that bad.
Adam Cole was on commentary. Really did not say much.
Yeah, because he wants to play Final Fantasy.
Thank you guys for having me. It was nice talking to you.
He's like me right now.
He didn't talk at all.
He's like me. Like I don't want to be talked to. It's like, bro. It's like I'll be at work and I'm watching Final Fantasy stuff. And it's like, eh.
After this,
wait till he magically disappears from television. I swear to God, I'd put fucking money on it. Wait till he disappears from television. I swear to God, he's not going to be around.
What Kane did to Paul Bearer. Throws him down the stairs in the wheelchair.
Dude, if I was Adam Cole, I would ask Tony Khan to shoot. I would ask Tony Khan to do an angle where they shoot him and they presume him dead, so he could be gone for the next 2 months, so he could go finish that fucking game because he don't want to be at work. I don't want to be at work. There's a large subsection of people in this country and out of this country that are not going to work because when this fucking game comes out, god damn it.
So there's a thing that that Wardlow's been doing that I realize is gonna pay off beautifully when MJF returns, because Wardlow's been doing kind of like the Lex Luger posing to himself type thing. I cannot wait for the moment he does that, and either MJF's music hits and the Titantron hits it, or he appears behind him and just knocks him out. I think those two are very possible.
I like the angle where he's mogging.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Mogging.
It has great future proof.
He's mogging in the camera. He's giving one of these. I mean, he needs to hit the Sam Sulek where he's go like one of these, and then he a little that, and then then you get.
But I'm saying though, that whole entire thing is future proof for any type of run-in. It's perfect for it. After this, we had the
lat spread.
Jesus Christ. After this,
because I've had to learn how to mug because I go to the gym with all my bodybuilder friends.
Arriving on their private jet after the Wardlow versus Barrett Brown, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson arrive on the private jet.
DM.
And so they're on their way to the arena. After this, we had Adam Copeland versus Daniel Garcia in a really good match, I will say.
Yeah.
This was very, very good. I was very excited when they announced this on on Collision, and because I loved the promo afterwards with Adam Copeland. But yeah, this was an excellent match. I thought this was very, very good. Mm-hmm. Adam, he's working with these. He just worked with a bunch of young guys and guys you didn't think you'd see him in the ring with, and he's been thriving.
Oh, there's one thing I want to mention. She's complete housekeeping note. Sting did not want to win the tag titles last week. There was reports that came out. He was not for winning them. He really did not.
From whom? Because I didn't see that shit.
I did hear about this. Was it Alvarez and them that brought it up?
I think it was Alvarez.
Yeah, from what he said, it was more of he would have preferred not to, but he wasn't apprehensive about
he
it.
wasn't against it, but like he rather because everyone knows like the stigma that like AEW has faced with certain people winning the titles.
But I will say this
He's
though,
retiring in 2 weeks. Like nobody's gonna care.
I'm to be honest though, it was the right move to do that because number one, it gets the belts off of Ricky and Big Bill, who really didn't have a future with those belts after that match.
Okay, it was reported from Fightful. Sorry to interrupt. Sting likely wouldn't have been AEW World Tag Team Champion if he had his way. It was said that not only Sting was adamant and long against winning the tag titles for a long time, he was against even competing for them. However, some in AEW said that from their standpoint, Sting and Darby were undefeated as a tag team and should have had a title shot well before within the context of the television show. The decision was made well in advance for Sting and Allen to win the titles, and Sting went along with it. It was also said he was all smiles after the match backstage.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky and Big Bill, they didn't really have a future after that match with the title, so it didn't make sense to put the titles on them. And I mean, when it comes to his last match, I don't think anybody thinks they're winning anyway, and all it does is help the Young Bucks because number one, we saw it tonight. We're gonna talk about it later, but it makes sense for their characters to have the tag titles. It really makes sense for it because after what they did tonight, we'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, back to Garcia and Adam Copeland. This was a great match. But rarely in AEW we have DQs, and we had a DQ finish here where Adam Copeland had Daniel Garcia in the grindhouse, and Nick Wayne and Killswitch came to attack both of them. Aubrey threw the match out, but then Christian came down with Mother Wayne. They were getting beat up on. They were going to give the concerto to Daniel Garcia, but then Garcia ended up trying to fight back, and then the same thing happened with Copeland, but then they ended up getting Copeland down, and then they successfully gave Adam Copeland the concerto. What I think that's happened, after that Daniel Garcia check on him in the ring, what I think is happening at the pay-per-view, it's either going to be Christian and Garcia one-on-one for the title, or another triple threat. That's what I'm leaning towards, Garcia and Christian, and then that's going to be like a mini write-off for Adam Copeland. Maybe he has to go do something. But it could be Copeland, Christian, and Garcia at the pay-per-view, but I don't know if they want to do 2 singles championships, triple threats. But as it stands right now, the most clear and obvious one is that it's probably going to be Garcia and Christian right now.
There's another possibility I was thinking about, that this could also turn into a tag match with Copeland and Garcia versus
they've been
Wayne and Killswitch.
Yeah, I think that's a TV match because they've been hammering this Garcia TNT title opportunity. So I think that's probably and Garcia's been hot right now. So
yeah, like
I think that's
he even got his Titantron. I'm so used to saying Titantron because
it's like after he was
Die Hard.
Yeah, he lost. I mean, he lost most of his matches during the tournament, and after that, he really hasn't lost all that much. And they protected him today. I obviously didn't want him to lose here because they could have easily just had Copeland go over and then do this angle after the match, but they did. They protected him on the way out, so he did. They didn't want him taking a loss here, so he's still technically ranked because I know it's Swerve, Hangman, Copeland.
Mox and Takeshita.
Moxley, and now it's Garcia because the new ones came out.
They did already?
Yeah, they come out after Collision on Saturdays.
It says Takeshita. This is as of...
my bad.
Sorry, I'm checking it right now.
My bad. Fucking, I don't know why I thought Garcia was there. Was he on the first one? He might have been on the first one.
I'm gonna have to double check that.
Anyways,
but it was a great match.
I'll get back. Solid match.
Concerto to Adam Copeland, and Garcia versus.
After this, we had the Hangman and Swerve recap from their feud, from the match at Full Gear, I think it was. Yeah, it was Full Gear, and then the the time limit draw match, which is still really good. This then led into the Samoa Joe, Swerve, and Hangman promo. Good shit.
Very good stuff.
Good shit.
Very
on this
good
promo.
stuff from
Also,
all of them.
yes.
I mean,
what was the? Why did the crowd laugh at that moment in time? I
so
lost.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, I heard it loud and clear. So basically, Swerve when Swerve was going, what was he saying? He says, "You want to know what I told him?" He's going to Joe. You don't want to know what I told you? What I told him? And someone in the crowd goes, "What did you tell him?" And then everyone laughed.
Okay.
Or he said, "What did you tell him?" Or like, "What did he say?" and it was completely funny. But yeah, this is a great promo from Swerve, Hangman, and Joe. Joe, I mean, it really hammered home the fact that Swerve is coming for Joe, and it's been happening even before. Like, we didn't really see it. Like, we thought they were building to MJF and Swerve during that one segment, but Joe was there too, so it was kind of like a fake out. But Hangman ended up getting involved, but it was cool to see because then it really became about Hangman and Swerve and their rivalry, and then Joe got pushed to the side, and Joe was not happy about that. So Joe said, "You know what? Screw this. At Revolution, I'm beating all of your asses." And then he fucking marched the fuck out of the ring, I thought that was great because Joe's the best. But it was really cool to watch these guys because you had a past champion there in Hangman, you had the current champion there in Samoa Joe, and then you have most likely a future champion right there at Swerve Strickland. I do think that this match is all of a setup for Double or Nothing with Swerve and Joe. But I think Hangman is most likely in there just to take the pin.
I think
or whatever.
right now with both like kind of the heel run, both the Bucks and Hangman are going on, they should cross paths again.
I'd keep them away from each other. I mean, because they always find their way back to each other. It's too soon.
I think with like I see where you're
You
coming
just gotta
from with
leave
that.
You just gotta leave that alone for a little bit because you can't do that every year.
I know, but I think in this case, like have like a one-off type thing. Have like maybe whatever match happens first.
Like they could have a match, but I don't want them around each other for. I mean, they once they're around each other, they're around each other for a long time. They were literally last year. They were a fucking super group with the Blood and Guts and all that stuff. They just got away from each other.
And we were
in the grand scheme of things.
We were there when they won the trio ROH.
Yeah, it's like I think they just keep them away from each other right now.
All right, fair enough.
Hangman's never been really a heel in AEW yet, so let him do his own thing for a little bit.
By the way, it was Roderick Strong, Takeshita before Takeshita.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Someone just quote tweeted the graphic for Ospreay and Takeshita, and it says, "Good luck to anyone that has to follow this match."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you better put some fucking stinky shit. I mean, they didn't do what they did with All Out in 2021, where they booked QT Marshall and Big Show to like follow
second to last.
Yeah, like they had to follow like fucking the Bucks and fucking the Lucha Bros or some shit like that. And then it's like they need to book something like that, bro. Go fucking get, I don't know, go get some fucking, I don't know, just make some fucking stupid ass match or some shit, and just have them just completely just have a 5-second match for everyone to calm down.
After this promo, we had the world premiere of Timeless Tony Storm's Wet Ink.
Wet Ink,
and it's the first non-silent film of Timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah, she's a woman of many types of production.
She's now transitioning eras of film. I think that this was really good. It was pretty much talking about the tattoo that her and Deonna Purrazzo share, which is the
and
duck.
She got a new one with a dagger through the duck.
I think with them being good friends, I think Deonna has something similar on her leg too for this story going.
I mean, the duck's still there. I'm
saying like she probably has something similar with like a dagger going through it or something else going through it. I think
maybe.
Like,
I don't think if I was Deonna, I'd be like, I'm fucking getting another tattoo. The duck's still there.
No, but
the duck was not impacted. The duck was not impacted by the thing. So this could, I mean, technically, say if Tony wanted to tat herself up, Deonna doesn't have to. It's just fucking the same thing. It's just around it.
but this was good. It was Tony getting a real tattoo. I mean, they won't. I don't know what other person. I don't know if the Edward Scissorhands Johnny Depp fucking tattoo she has on her calf. If that's a friendship one, but that's I mean, her tattoo of Johnny Depp. That's a really whoever did that tattoo is crazy. That was a crazy looking tattoo. But yeah, Mariah was there.
I should know.
Julia,
I have two.
Mariah was there. Luther was there, and they were very pleased with it.
And this pretty much just led to the announcement of Timeless Tony Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo at Revolution.
Yeah, that's been confirmed. But Deonna was interviewed after, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna break your arm, bitch." At Revolution. So, I forgot what she said. Italian, fucking word for Tony Storm.
Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot what it was because it's not one of the fucking stereotypical ones I've heard.
And the ones that we heard on Sopranos.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I know. Listen, everyone knows she's from fucking Jersey. She's Italian. She's from North Jersey. I mean, so is she a made woman? We don't know. We'll see. But
I haven't watched AEW in so long.
I mean, she could have called him a fucking stunad, or actually I can't say
that one. I would have got.
I can't say the other one.
After this,
locked up.
After
just
that,
break out the gabagool.
Matthew and Nicholas.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. That's just way too stereotypical. See, you gotta go with the fucking. You gotta go with the deep cuts. In the universe that is fucking, North Jersey.
So after
last time I was in North Jersey, I threw up on the side of the road. That's a true story.
Last time I was,
I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I have severe car sickness and I didn't eat all day, so I fucking threw up straight pancakes.
Last time I was in Jersey, I almost got into a car accident coming home from Six Flags because the person was having trouble staying awake behind the wheel.
Jesus. Last time I was in Jersey was Christmas.
Okay. So after
I hate Jersey.
After pretty much Deonna responds to Timeless Tony Storm, we now have Matthew and Nicholas arriving at the building.
Yeah.
Coming out of the limo.
And then this led into the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas, versus Top Flight.
This was an excellent match, a great tag team match here. I really, really enjoyed this match. This was fun. I mean, that's what you expect when you get a billing that says Top Flight versus the Young Bucks. I mean, the Young Bucks were wearing their blood-stained suits. Again, this is the second match they've worn.
You guys got my message in the chat about that, right?
I did, but that's just how blood fucking dries, man.
Yeah. But I was.
You're not wrong, but it looked like what it looked like.
It looked better on Rampage last week because they obviously filmed it after the attack, and they wrestled with it on Rampage. But yeah, look fine. These two teams had a great match. I love commentary. They try not to. They like trip. Like Taz is fine, but Shivani and Excalibur are tripping over themselves, trying not to get fined by these two during the match. It's funny.
Wait, did you hear Taz's comment during the match? I forgot exactly what he said. He said something about you guys should like rename the EVP trigger, and they fined me $2,500.
Yeah.
What the? God damn it! What did he say exactly?
But yeah. So the match was excellent. That's what you get when you get a Top Flight Young Bucks match. But the finish came from ref was distracted. Who wouldn't know? Who wouldn't? I mean, it's Rick Knox. He's in the pocket for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've all watched BT. But yeah, Matt.
We also saw Badu.
And just
he's also in the pocket of Dark Order.
Matt, who?
He's.
I haven't watched me in the Dark Order. I haven't done it.
They reenacted the Montreal Screwjob, and they had Rick Knox play Earl Hebner.
Oh Lord!
Just to get
John Silver. I need to catch up on all of this crap.
John Silver have the BTE title off of Kip Sabian.
But anyway, Matt kicks Darius in the nuts.
The second episode.
I think it was Darius.
Dude, I haven't watched BTE probably since like August.
Darius in the nuts, and then they give him the EVP trigger. They give him the EVP trigger, and that's all she wrote. The Young Bucks win. Shivani gets in the ring to interview them. He's like, "Listen, they aren't they great? Aren't they a great tag team?" And it's like, I think we should be number one contenders. And then they put up a graphic that says we're now the new number one contenders.
Good for
They're
you.
fucking no, that's bullshit, dude. It's fucking
that was
they
fucking
completely
hilarious.
politicked and they completely just bypassed the rankings. And now they're automatically the number one contenders because they're EVPs and they're abusing their status. So, like I said, we were going to allude to. Here comes Darby Allin, because they bumped. Nick bumped Tony Schiavone. He fell down, and once they were gonna help him up with both hands, but then they get him in position. They stop pulling him up, and they were gonna give him the EVP trigger. They're gonna give poor old Schiavone the EVP trigger after they fined him $1,000 for talking shit on commentary. And then here comes Darby Allin to make the save. And Darby is basically like, listen, I remember when the mission statement of this company was change the world. I remember when I was begging for a job when I was homeless. You guys wouldn't listen to me, but one EVP had enough sense, and it wasn't Kenny Omega. So it was obviously a Cody Rhodes reference.
And we got Cody chant of all things tonight.
Was it? Oh, Kenny. It was Kenny, right? It was Kenny. No, it wasn't Kenny.
So it was Cody. I mean, everyone knew it was Cody Rhodes. Everyone knew it was Cody Rhodes because he had the first match against him. And that's still one of the best matches ever in AEW. Like early AEW, that's one of the greatest matches. Cody and Darby, because it was the first time I ever saw Darby. Most people saw Darby, that is, yeah. So he's fucking. So he asked if they want to be Sting's final match, and he says it's showtime. So he accepts the match of the Bucks versus Sting and Darby for the tag titles at Revolution has been confirmed, and that will be Sting's final match, which we've known about. But I think these new heel characters are great, and them winning the titles is going to do wonders for them. Obviously, the Young Bucks have been tag champions before, but not in this iteration of their character. And for them to not even politic, just fucking automatically make themselves the number one contender. They fucking retire Sting, which is going to get so much heat on them, and then have the tag titles and be like, no, you can't have it. All right, so they'll have it like they can have like a title, they can have like a non-title match, and be like, all right, if you beat us, we'll give you a fucking title match, and they beat it, and they lose, and no, you're not getting it. Just kidding.
So I'm not sure we set a stipulation, but it is a tornado tag match as well.
I mean, all of Sting's tag matches are basically tornadoes. It's the best thing for him.
It's gonna be crazy shit.
Yeah, obviously the Young
things.
Meltzer caught flack for this, but I agree with him. But the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team in history of making other teams look great. I mean, I think just they're the masters at it. But that's going to be very, very fun. I think that's probably going to end up being the main event. If the maybe not. I think it could be. But we'll see. But yeah, going to be great stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Taz said, I remembered what he said. He said, yeah, I suggested to the Bucks that they should call themselves the EVP Bucks, and they fined me $2,500. So good.
All right. After that, we had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang backstage with Renee Paquette. This is just clearly obvious that I cannot wait for that shoe to drop before Revolution. Because it's going to be, like, magical. Either, like, I wonder, like, what's going to happen and what's going to lead us into that pivot. Because right now, everything seems all beautiful, but it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. I can't wait for the pivot to happen and boom. Because it pretty much, they were just talking about, like, just being good. And I think, Austin asked Renee to be his Valentine, which is like kind of weird, but hopefully Mock doesn't hear it.
No. Bowens gave her the rose, and then Austin looks at him. He's like, "Wait a minute." It was actually really funny. I was watching. After Austin looks at Bowens, like, "Wait a minute," because obviously Bowens is
yeah.
Bowens is gay. It's very odd.
Yeah,
But
I was
everyone
gonna
knows
make it. I was
this.
gonna make a Sopranos. No, I know that I was gonna make a Sopranos joke, but I don't know if that was gonna fucking fly.
Yeah, no, like especially with how
Probably would
they
not have gotten the
treated that
reference.
field, it was not going
No,
to
no,
fly
that was
too
a fun.
well.
No, it wasn't even a bad one. It wasn't even a bad one. It's fucking Rosalie and Priel when he says Matt is sleeping next to a guy for 20 years, and he all of a sudden he's playing for the pink team. I'm like, guys, every time I hear about a gay guy or something like that, which this actually applies because they wear pink, but fucking playing for, but I think. Every time, because I have a gay friend, I'm like, dude, are you playing for the pink team? Because he watched The Sopranos too. He's like, bro, shut up, bro. I'm like, that shit's funny as fuck. I love that. That's one of my favorite analogies for one of those people. But because like when people come at my people, which I don't have people, but they usually say another word, but I can't really say that on this program. But anyway,
especially
yeah.
with the traction that we're somehow getting.
Yeah, Austin goes, hey guys, I have an idea. We have a 6-man on Rampage. Whoa, hold up. Billy, what's your idea? I got it. Let's have a 12-man match on Rampage. Yeah!
So
Yeah, what a great idea.
I like this, but I need the shoe to drop quick. I need Jay White.
Oh yeah.
I'm a gigantic Jay White fan. Gigantic. I've basically watched his entire career. Get him the fuck up out of this shit, and this guy needs to be actually.
Jay White just needs to like super kick Billy in the back of the head.
No, it's just no. I just need Juice to come back. They could do all this shit with Juice, but like have Jay just fucking feud with somebody. Like please, I'm like I can't. Like Jay should not. Like Jay's bigger than this. I'm like he's a lot bigger than this.
Actually, any word on Juice?
I mean, he had back surgery, so it depends. But we do have word.
It was reported that it wasn't as serious as initially thought.
People said he should be back around Double or Nothing. But also I forgot to say it's February and the rumblings about Jamie Hayter's return is piping up. So and that's what we all expected too. It was said to be February. So we'll see how that goes. But after this we had Willow and Skye Blue. They had a great match. They had a very, very good match. Stokely was out there with Willow on commentary. Stokely, he's very passionate about this, and
he had a nice little tweet following the victory.
But the match itself was very, very good. These two women are very. I mean, Skye Blue is. I mean, she's night and day from when she started in the company. She's extremely good now. Willow obviously has always been great. But just a great match. But the finish came from Willow hit the code. Skye hit the code blue on Willow, and Stokely got on the apron and distracted the ref. And then Willow ended up rolling up, not rolling up, but she got out of it and she hit the babe with the powerbomb to Skye Blue and pinned her. So basically, inadvertently, Stokely helped Willow win by nefarious tactics, which is something that Willow doesn't do. But I could see a future where they have Willow, because I think the TBS title match at Revolution is most likely going to be Willow and Julia. I don't think Julia's losing the title yet, but I could see a thing. I could see that. I think where this story is probably headed is Willow might win the title, and then Stokely gets in Statlander's ear, making her jealous of Willow or trying to turn Statlander against Willow, and then they end up feuding for the TBS title. However, I don't know yet. I don't know where it's going yet because people are forgetting that when Mercedes Moné comes into this company, a gigantic sized monkey wrench is going to be thrown into this entire women's division and the entire plans. They obviously are already planning because she's been on the roster. They obviously already have a plan and a storyline for her. But Tony and Deanna, I don't know if that's going to be finished by after Revolution. But I'm not saying Mercedes is gonna go get shot right to the title picture and they're just gonna take it off Tony because I don't think that's gonna be what's happening. I think Tony, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have Tony drop the belt until Wembley, to Jamie, if that was me. But Mercedes is obviously gonna be one of the biggest stars in the company, male or female. So Punk didn't. When Punk came in, he didn't win the title immediately.
but I could see them having Mercedes win the TBS title before she ever wins the world title. So we'll see how it
I
goes.
wouldn't do that until probably All In.
What title?
Mercedes winning the world title.
Well,
Women's world title.
All In would be the week after Wembley. So
All In
Jamie
is Wembley.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh, I'm thinking of All Out.
It wasn't
but,
me for once. Let's go. Woo!
but, yeah, what's it
I
called?
got him, Zach. I got him.
But no, I would have Tony drop it to Jamie at Wembley because that's what was gonna happen last year. But you could maybe you could even include Mercedes in that match somehow. Or I mean, they could even do a fatal 4-way again. They could have Tony, they could have Jamie, they could have Mariah, and because maybe Mariah turns on Tony at that point, because she's from England, and then Mercedes, maybe we could do that again. But I'd have her start at the TBS title just so you could finish up what you want to do with Tony and Jamie and Mariah and Deanna first. So we'll see where that goes, but it's very promising and look it up for the women's division.
It's just So, Willow did pick up the win. Stokely then immediately tweeted afterwards the picture of him raising Willow's arm. And he tweets, framing this and putting it on my wall next to Janet Jackson. Congrats, Willow. Also, yep. Kyle Fletcher also said it's on site, Stokely. So I guess he's going to kill Stokely. So, and then Nyla Rose said that bald guy who was dancing in his berries and cream shoes was Stokely at the Super Bowl halftime show.
It wasn't, but
I thought that was CeeLo Green for a moment.
So did I. That's what I said. I'm like, I asked my mom, like, is that CeeLo Green? And I'm like, this guy looks like Tron.
I had no clue who he is still to this day.
Yeah. Listen, that halftime show was kind of mid.
It was
terrible. Lil Jon.
It was
no, it was mid until Lil Jon and Luda came out. That's when that shit started getting good. Because like literally everything before that, I didn't give a shit. But when Luda and fucking Lil Jon came out, I'm like, all right, okay, we're good. That nigga was sweating though. Anyway,
yeah, that's an understatement.
Anyway, if it was up to me, when the Ravens are in the Super Bowl next year, Kodak Black was going to be doing the halftime show because that's Lamar's boy, Pompano, Broward County, Sniper Gang, Kodak, Free Kodak. Anyway, he just did get out of jail. Never mind.
After this main event?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was time for the main event, but first we had there's a programming note. Rampage is going to be on at 7, and we're going to be getting a no DQ match between Sammy Guevara and Jeff Hardy, that's pretty cool. We're getting Anna Jay versus Queen Aminata, who this company is trying to kill Queen Aminata because she has wrestled fucking every week since she's got signed.
And she has lost every week.
Which is fine because she'll get the graphic like Brian Keith did, and then she'll start winning. But then we have that, and then we have what else do we got?
For Dynamite next week, they announced Mox and Claudio versus FTR.
FTR, yep.
Let's go.
And then we have Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage versus Hook, Hangman, Adam Page, and RVD.
It's just so random.
And a programming note. Well, just to make sense of this, so Swerve and Brian Cage, obviously Mogul Embassy, and them being heels and Joe being a heel, so I guess that. But Hook and RVD have tagged before, and Hangman was the guy to pick RVD against Swerve for the pick your opponent. So I guess that's where the logic is there. But programming note as well, there is no collision this week. There is no collision this week because of the NBA All-Star fucking whatever. I don't watch basketball. But yeah. So there's none of that. But anyway, and before we get to the main event, Skye, what was I gonna say? Oh, go out of your way to watch Tomohiro Ishii versus Orange Cassidy from Collision if you want to watch Collision.
And
that shit was fucking goated.
Clarity, I did not pay the person in the crowd with the Suzuki Orange Cassidy sign.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I will not speak any
Yeah, you're
further
right.
upon it unless
You're
my
right.
lawyer is present.
Yeah, you're right. Good one, buddy.
Listen,
Good one, buddy. Good one, buddy. Imagine lying on the program. Couldn't be me.
I am not lying. My lawyer is not present.
Imagine lying on the program.
Listen here, you. I am not
Couldn't
lying.
be me. Couldn't be me.
Not lying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lying on the program. Unreal.
All right. It's time for the main event. We have Orange Cassidy taking on Matt Taven in a Texas death match, because you know you can't have a Texas death match. Well, if you're AEW, every time you're in Texas, you always gotta have one, and it is always a fucking beautiful match.
Yeah, this was a lot better than I had any anticipation of. I thought this was 10 times better than it had any right to be, and I had it. I mean, I did not expect it to be this good, but it was a very, very good match. Orange and Matt Taven, they really had the working boots on tonight, and then they fought into the crowd. There was a great spot where Taven did an elbow drop to Orange Cassidy through the table, but the table didn't break, so he set it up and suplexed him through the table. They went back to the ring. And Orange had a little Valentine's Day present that says to Orange Cassidy from Chucky T XOXO, and he opened it up and it was a bunch of tacks. That was funny. There was the great spot where Matt Taven dove head first outside the ring through the table. It was an incredible looking spot. It was great. Orange was bleeding all over the place. Matt Taven ended up bleeding. There was a beach break on the chairs in the ring. They took like fucking 2 tack bumps each. Mike Bennett and Roddy ended up getting involved in the end. Trent came down. But by the end, Taven couldn't answer the 10 count after the orange punch with his hand wrapped around the chain. And that was all she wrote. They're building more to this Orange Cassidy Roderick Strong match at Revolution, and yeah, it was pretty good.
So good.
Very, very, very good main event. Very, very
That's
fun
gonna be
main
another
event.
hard match to follow.
Very fun main event.
I feel
This
like there's gonna
Revolution,
be a lot of hard matches to follow in this pay-per-view.
yeah, this Revolution card is really taking shape.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
starting to look like 2020 Revolution card, and have that same feel.
Oh, God, man.
Well, that had one of the.
That is like.
I mean, that had one of the best matches in company history on it, they already have one match on on this show.
That's gonna be one of the best ones in history.
That has the ability to live up to that.
Oh man, this is gonna be so good.
But yeah, wrestler of the week, I am gonna give it to Will Ospreay for putting on an amazing match for his final time in New Japan. I definitely I can't say though that New Japan is in good hands after he's gone. There's a lot of good people there that are able to lead that company, and it's left in good hands. That's all I can say.
I'll give mine to Dax. Another killer singles match.
For me, I guess I'll give it to Matt Taven. I haven't seen a Matt Taven match that good in a minute. Singles wise. So Matt Taven, I mean, he's always been good. It's just that you don't really see him that much in singles matches anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Matt Taven, good shit.
All right, folks, we appreciate you all for watching. Christian will not be here next week.
I gotta go watch Advent Children.
It'll be me and Mike, so just look for a very bare bones episode of.
We'll try to make it entertaining. We promise.
I'll call in live from the movie theater while fucking Seth Roth and Cloud are going at it.
Jesus,
I need Kingdom. I need that to finish in Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, never
No,
mind.
fuck Kingdom Hearts, bro. Go play Remake. Go play fucking Rebirth. They're better than any Kingdom Hearts game ever made. I've said my piece.
All right, guys. Appreciate you all, and we will see. Well, me and Mike will see you next week. Good.